What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. If you guys are new to the channel, do me a favor and hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out. And with this video, we are jumping into Venom issue number 6. If you haven't been keeping up with this series, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. And so far, what we have seen is that Venom is changing, with Eddie Brock now being the King in Black, Dylan bonding with the symbiote. They are both now on the run because the Life Foundation is hunting them. They've come to the realization that symbiotes are having some kind of evolution, not knowing how it's connected to Dylan Brock. They just know that it is. And it all begins with Venom. And Meridius, he appears to be working this angle, supporting the Life Foundation in all their endeavors, while simultaneously, somewhere else in the timeline, he is there with Eddie Brock, and he appears to be pretending to be a friend, not really understanding what is going on with that storyline. I was really hoping that we got to pick up there where we last left off in last issue. Unfortunately, this will not be an Eddie Brock story. This issue is going to be following Venom and Dylan. Now, be sure to buy the comic, support the industry, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so as we dive into issue number 6 of Ram vs Venom, we are getting narration from Liz Allen. This is the woman who more or less was experimenting with the symbiote Venom and Dylan Brock. She is the one that has come to the understanding that they are evolving, that they are becoming something more. And deep down, she knows what they are doing. These experimentations, they're more than likely wrong. She's definitely having ethical and moral dilemmas with everything going on. With them poking and prodding both Dylan and Venom, she really couldn't blame either of them when they bonded together and they broke out of this place. But she also believed that she might be looking into the face of war with this evolution, with this new stage for all symbiotes. She lied to the world. She told them exactly what they needed to hear. She told them that Dylan Brock and Venom, they broke out of that facility violently without any provocation, saying that it was a very innocent observation of trying to understand these creatures. What Liz Allen is doing is turning the media, turning the populace against the two of them. This gives the Life Foundation the opportunity to put an all-out manhunt looking for the boy and his symbiote. This is exactly what Senator Crane had been hoping for. And so while the Life Foundation, the Senator, Liz Allen, they all work that angle, we have Meridius in the background, and he has sent Bedlam looking for Venom. And I really do hope that we get some more backstory on Bedlam, and that is what's going to bring us to Baywater, 70 miles east of Modesto, California. We are picking up 13 days after the Clarksfield incident, in a biker bar in the back office. This is where Dylan has been hiding out. The biker known as Jake, part of the Renegades, he kind of felt sorry for Dylan after he found him days ago after the event that had transpired. But now that the kid is healthier, he's feeling a little bit better, he's looking better, he tells him that if you're gonna stay here, you need to earn your keep, giving him a list of chores to knock out. He begins to do them, and they have conversations about what has been happening in town, because another rival biker gang known as the Hellhounds, they got hit the other night. Bad guys doing bad things, having a weapon stash. This stash, it got hit. And now the Hellhounds, they are out for blood. They are out for revenge. With Jake being a little bit concerned about this, he calls in the old guard, calling in the Renegades. He gathers as many of the old guys as he can, just in case the Hellhounds want to come and start trying to stir up some trouble, trying to make sure that they're still the alpha dogs in town. And while nobody really knows what happened that night, or what they got hit by, who were the ones that hit them, Dylan Brock, he knows more than anybody, because him and Venom, they bonded together, they went out there, and they laid waste. They took all of them out, destroyed their weapons, and ensured that these weapons would not get on the streets. This is Dylan beginning to find his ground, beginning to find his footing, starting to understand what he wants out of all of this. Because the truth is, he wants to be a hero. He wants to do the right thing. He wants to get the scum off of the streets. And Jake lets him know that that kind of talk, especially around individuals like him and others like him, it could be very dangerous. That if you continue talking like those guys deserved it and that they should be taken off the street, it could land you in some very hot water. Meanwhile, the Hellhounds, their leadership is trying to figure out who hit that weapon stash. Everyone trying to let him know that it was the symbiotes. The only problem is, he doesn't want to hear that. He wants an answer that he wants. Because the truth is, they can't take on aliens, they can't take on magic, they can't take on any of that craziness. Now, if it were another rival biker gang or something like that, it's something he could wrap his head around, and it's something that he could tackle and take on. The truth of the matter is, if it is symbiotes, they can't do anything about it, refusing that it's anything else more than a hit, than an attempt to take their power away. They have also gotten word that the renegades are coming into town by force, thinking maybe, just maybe, the renegades are making a move for power, because the renegades, they used to run this town. That is, until the Hellhounds came in and they took over. Ever since then, they've just been on the sidelines. The renegades, they spread out, they went in different directions. Taking us to on top of the bar, we have Sleeper, we have Dylan, and we have Venom. Venom is trying to let him know that they stayed in this place too long, with the Life Foundation and half the freaking world out there looking for the two of them. They need to keep moving. The only issue is, Dylan, he doesn't want to run. And while he is still having trouble dealing with all of this, what he does know is that his father is alive. His body may be gone, but his consciousness, it is out there somewhere. And with Eddie Brock vowing that he will get back to his son, and also telling him that he should be bonding with Venom, that will be your closest and best ally while Eddie Brock is away. But he also wants Venom to know that he's not his father, that if they're going to do this, Dylan wants to do it his way, because he knows that his father, he regretted it. All of the darkness that came with being Venom. Eddie always wanted something else for Dylan, something different, something better. That's why he told him not to bond with him in the first place. And Venom knows that Dylan, more than anything, he wants to be a hero. Venom can feel his desires, can feel his thoughts. He doesn't want any more killing, no more breaking bones, no more teeth and claws, no more tearing flesh. But Venom also lets him know that when they bonded, something changed. He is different now, unleashed somehow, because of something within Dylan. The only issue is, whatever that is, whatever is hiding inside of Dylan, Dylan is turning away from it. He's locking it away because he is afraid of that darkness. Afraid that he is going to walk the same path as his father. A very, very lonely road. Venom also reminds him that you know what I am. You know who I am. He is Glorious War. Wherever he goes, battle shall follow. And in the midst of this conversation, they are interrupted, seeing some smoke clouds off in the distance. These smoke clouds are coming from the Hellhounds. They are raising some chaos, they are raising some trouble, letting it be known that they still own this town. Dylan wanting to go help, Venom honestly not caring about them. Telling Dylan, like, you think they need help, but do they? Like, do they really? Do we need to go do this? Dylan telling him that him and Sleeper, they're gonna go regardless, so you can stay here or you can come with us. Venom not wanting to miss out on any of the fun, him and Dylan bond together and they head out. With the Hellhounds causing all kinds of chaos, Venom arrives on the scene, and as things are just getting crazy, the news is reporting all of this, reporting the fires, reporting the riots, reporting the Hellhounds. And sitting in a bar not too far from here, we have a man in a hoodie sitting at the bar having a beer. This individual just so happens to be Bedlam. He appears to have found Dylan, to have found Venom. He is the assassin sent by Meridius. And in the next issue, we are going to see both of them collide. But that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Alright, so I love Ram V. He is arguably one of my favorite writers currently. But with this issue, I was really hoping that we were gonna get more Eddie Brock. We have been focusing so heavily on Dylan and Venom, but of these 6 issues, we've essentially gotten one that is focused on where Eddie Brock currently is with Meridius, with all of the other King in Black, so on and so forth. So in those conditions, I think it's a little bit disappointing. I was really expecting some more Eddie Brock. When I jumped into this and realized it was more Dylan, it was more Venom, I was a little bit disappointed. But with that being said, I am excited to see what is happening with all of the symbiotes, to see what their evolution is. More than anything, it's looking like they no longer need to bond with somebody to be powerful. They are no longer needing a host. They're no longer being parasite. And that is all because of Dylan. Now, we've known there's something special about Dylan ever since the King in Black event, ever since Noel had his eye on him, but they never really went into detail and they never really explained it in an in-depth way of what is so unique about Dylan. And that's exactly what we're exploring in this series. We are exploring what makes Dylan different, and by all accounts, when something bonds with him, it appears to get some kind of freedom. The shackles of needing to be bonded together, they seem to be coming off of them. And if this is the case, we could very easily be seeing the end of the hive mind. This may mean the end of a King in Black. There may not be somebody at the head of this mind anymore. They might all work independently here in the near future. Now, that's just my theory. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you have not yet, do me a favor, hit that sub button, hit that notification bell, make sure you're not missing any of the awesome content that we have coming out, and until the next breakdown.